The next concept is resource management. So, in cloud, how do we manage the resources? Right? How are the resources allocated effectively, and which all people are involved in arranging or setting up the resources whenever we require it? Right? So, the term resource management refers to the operations used to control how capabilities provided by the cloud resources and services are made available to the other entities, users, applications or services. Right? So, when we are requesting the resources and services in the cloud, how are those resources assigned to us or made available to us? Right? That is what we are going to talk in resource management. The term resource management refers to the operations used to control how capabilities provided by the cloud resources are made available. Right? Basically, we have two different types of resources. Physical resource like the computer, disk, database, network, storage, all that. Logical resource, something like execution, monitoring, right, communication mechanism between the services, all that comes under logical resources. We need both of them. Simply having the hardware storage, RAM and the storage or the network, they cannot function. There should be some communication mechanism, they should execute the task, there should be some monitoring mechanism. So, we have two different types of resources, physical resource and logical resource, right? And we have three different views. Resource management is taken care by three different people or in three different perspectives, we can say. First one is the cloud vendor. Basically, there is a cloud vendor who supplies the items or the equipments. Then comes the next one is the service provider, cloud service provider, with whom the users are talking. So, we are always interacting with the cloud service provider. Cloud service provider is taking help from the vendors. Vendors are the one who are supplying the infrastructure, who are supplying the resources. Cloud service provider is playing the game by having a front end tool and doing the business. He is all taking the money and managing everything properly, right? So, on the cloud vendor's view, his job is to supply the resources, right? Provision resources on an on-demand basis, right? Whenever there is a request from the cloud service provider, the vendor has to provision them, install them, set up the resources, right? Energy conservation and proper utilization is maintained in cloud data centers by the cloud vendor, right? So, this is from the cloud vendor's view. Service provider's view, what is his job? To make available the best performance resources at the cheapest cost, right? So, the like AWS Azure, their job is to get the resources, install it nicely and have a setup with them, have a good data center and server with them, so that they can provide us the services to us in a cheaper cost, right? And also they are responsible for the quality of service to their cloud users. Quality of service basically talks about the non-functional parameters like performance, scalability, availability, maintainability, all that comes into QoS, right? And the third one, cloud users view. What is our perspective towards the resources? We want to rent resources at low price without compromising the performance, right? Cloud provider guarantees to provide a minimum level of service to the user, right? So, these are three different views for the resource management. Okay. So, there are two types of resources and there are three different views on which the resource management is done.